Welcome to the Heal Your Hunger Show, where we get to the heart of why you overeat and how to stop. If you struggle with food and weight like I did, welcome home.
Welcome everybody to the Heal Your Hunger Show. So happy to have you here. It is a great day to be alive. And this is a really important message that I'm going to share today on today's episode about the connection between TV and overeating. So stay tuned. But before I go there, I want to say if you're someone who chronically struggles with food and weight, there's a good chance you're an emotional eater and maybe even a food addict. And did you know you could take a quiz and find out if you're an emotional eater or you've progressed to the point of being a food addict? Yes, there's a quiz on the website, healyourhunger.com. And if you took it in the past, hey, guess what? We just updated it. It has new questions, new information, and new next right action steps based on your score. So take the quiz, go to healyourhunger.com, take the quiz, get your score, and find out what next right steps you need to take in order to be on your way to freedom. And also, I want to share, we are doing a Quit Sugar Challenge. It's coming up right around the corner. If you do struggle with sugar and processed carbs, if the things you binge on are sweet, yummy, crunchy, or ooey gooey, chewy foods, guess what? There's a good chance you're a sugar addict. Come to the Quit Sugar Challenge. You don't have to quit altogether if that makes you feel a little sweaty under the collar. You can minimize sugar. I'm going to show you how by helping you identify where hidden sugars are hiding in the foods that you eat, even the healthy foods that you eat. And I give you all kinds of replacement foods from Costco and Whole Foods and Trader Joe's and some of your favorite supermarkets. I'm going to show you how to shop responsibly so that you're not eating hidden sugars that get you hooked and get you craving more food. Wouldn't that be nice? So I show you A to Z, how to overcome sugar addiction, how to minimize sugar in your foods, and how to have yummy sweet swaps so that you can cut sugar out but still enjoy your sweet foods. Hey, I still have a sweet tooth. So go to quitsugarchallenge.com. If you forget that because you're driving, go to healyourhunger.com. We have a link on there. Join us for the Quit Sugar Challenge. It is super inexpensive, and I'm telling you, it is super robust. I even have mindset calls throughout the week. Every single morning, we get together on a mindset call prior to the Quit Sugar class so that we can get your head right, because we are emotionally and mentally hooked on sugar as well. So we got to address that too. All right. So I give it all to you so that you can have the best chance of success. I'm really excited about that. So last but not least, join us in the Facebook group, The Secret Sauce to End Emotional Eating, if you want to get additional support on your healing journey. All right. On with the show. So the other night, my guy came home from work and he had a fever and he went straight to bed. We had planned on having dinner. He stopped at the store, he bought the dinner, and then felt so crappy, he came home and went to bed. So I had the whole evening to myself, and I had really good plans of working. They didn't work out that way. So it didn't work out that way because I started watching a show I'm really into right now called The Crown. If you haven't seen it, it's great. If you have seen it, I get it. I'm late to the party. But anyway, I was watching The Crown and I binge watched The Crown. I watched 3 episodes, and these are hour-long episodes. So yeah, I was on the couch for 3 hours. I mean, literally from like 7:30 to 10:30. And then I dragged myself to bed, and the next day I felt terrible. I felt groggy. I felt kind of just bad and negative and like, so I felt like I had binged on food, even though I hadn't. The feelings I had were so similar to how I used to feel after a late night binge. Groggy, tired, lack of get up and go, negative thoughts and feelings, right? I mean, thank God I didn't physically feel horrible from having eaten crappy foods, but gosh, I just wasn't feeling great. And I thought, wow, I binged, but it was on TV. And so I want to share about the connection between TV and food because they're so connected. First of all, back in the day, that would have been not only a TV binge, but a food binge because, food and overeating and TV go together like peanut butter and jelly, right? Like chocolate and peanut butter. I had the same binging mindset and I didn't like it. And I just want to say to you that, it could be that TV is your gateway drug to overeating, to binge eating crappy foods. And we don't binge eat healthy foods most of the time, right? I mean, it might be a healthier food like cashews or salted nuts or whatever. So the kale chips. But still, a binge is a binge is a binge, and it doesn't feel good. It makes us feel lethargic and pissed at ourselves, and just we lack our luster, right? So there's definitely a connection between our TV habits and our eating habits. Their studies are proving this. Excessive TV watching contributes to a sedentary lifestyle, for one thing. In fact, there's a statistic which shocked me. And it's that each additional hour of TV watching per day is associated with a 7% increase in the risk of developing type 2 diabetes. I'll say that again. Each additional hour of TV watching per day is associated with a 7% increase in the risk of developing type 2 diabetes. Does watching TV cause diabetes? No. One could infer that, but no. But there is a correlation because when you are sedentary, when you're hanging out on the couch and you're an emotional eater, take the quiz and find out, when you're on the couch and you're an emotional eater, you're typically eating. All right. That's why there's a correlation between eating and watching TV hour by hour by hour, an increased risk of type 2 diabetes. Okay. It can also, watching TV late at night can disrupt sleep patterns, causing insufficient sleep and poor sleep quality. And lack of sleep can result in feeling tired during the day and not thinking clearly. Also, watching TV affects our mental health. It increases stress and anxiety and depression. And what do we eat over? We eat when we feel depressed, right? We eat to feel good. So there's definitely a very strong connection between our TV behaviors and our eating behaviors. I didn't used to watch TV. Like for 20 years, Roy and I didn't watch TV. We were so busy helping people. We had people in our living room every night. We were trying to help people overcome addictions. It was tireless work, and we didn't have time for TV. We went to movies here and there just to relax and get out of our heads and just sort of chill out. But we didn't watch TV. And then when we moved to California, we got a TV, and then we started, Roy mostly started watching news programs and talk show news type programs. And we did that for a long time. And then I didn't like that. I didn't like the negativity. I mean, you talk about mental health decline, watch the news, watch talk shows where they're bashing other people or other beliefs, and you'll feel bad. So at some point I got really sick of it, and there were other issues, and I moved out. I literally moved out because I couldn't take the TV, and obviously things weren't great. I thought it would actually be a good idea for our marriage if I lived separately. We always thought it would be great if we lived in the same building but had our own space. So that's what we did. And it didn't save the marriage. But the point is, I didn't want to listen to that news program because it was so negative. But when I moved, I thought, I wonder what all those cable TV series are like. I live in LA. I see the billboards for the award shows, like For Your Consideration, Boardwalk Empire, or, these different shows that were big at the time. I thought, I'm going to check those out. Well, I was immediately addicted. Okay. Immediately addicted. I loved them. I would watch one after the other after the other. I'd stay up late watching shows. I hadn't watched TV in so long. And the minute I started watching these really good programs, I started getting it. As soon as I started watching these programs, I was addicted. So TV watching can become addictive, especially if you have an addictive personality, which if you're a food addict, you do. All right. There's a statistic that 6% of adults worldwide have symptoms of TV addiction. All right, which is an inability to control their viewing habits, and they neglect other activities. All right, if that's you, you might be addicted. But not only that, when you're watching TV, there is a release of dopamine, which is the pleasure hormone, and it can make it hard to stop watching. That's where addiction comes from. Like you're lighting up the reward centers in your brain. So it can definitely be a habit-forming activity. Also, when you're bombarded with ads for food, yummy foods, come buy me now, come eat me, and you'll feel better, and they're binge foods for us, it's harder to say no. It's harder to not think about those foods and obsess about those foods and eventually buy those foods. So that's really, really important. And when we use TV to numb our emotions, just like we use food to numb our emotions, it causes problems, right? Studies have shown there's a strong correlation between the hours spent watching TV and increased incidence of binge eating disorder. So when you use TV to numb, chances are you also use food to numb. And we use food to numb at the same time we're using TV to numb. Hey, I would watch TV and eat all the time. They go together. So if you're trying to improve your eating habits, but you still have poor TV habits, chances are that could impede your progress because you're watching TV and then you're ending up eating, or you're feeling like you need to munch on something while you watch TV. So I'm just here to be a little birdie in your ear and say, hey, take a look at your TV habits, because it could be definitely impeding your growth and your recovery from food addiction, binge eating disorder. So here's what you can do about it. First of all, limit TV time. Just limit TV time. If not, eliminate TV time altogether. There are other things you can do. I do think it's important as overeaters and people with disordered eating. I think it's important that we have a way to rest our minds. As overeaters, we tend to be overthinkers. We have racing minds. We overthink everything. And so it's important that we have a way to relax. And TV can be a great way. So TV in moderation could be amazing. But if you can't moderate, if you end up binge watching TV shows, then you got to take a look at that. And you may need abstinence from TV shows, or at least from things that you can't stop watching. But apart from stopping watching TV altogether, choose a show that you like. This is what I do. I choose a show that I like, but I watch one show a night. Not that I watch every single night, but I'll watch one show and that'll be it. And that's good. That it feels good. It's a nice release for my brain after a long day of working or overthinking. And that's it. It is moderation, and it works for me. That 3 shows a night, it feels bad. It just, binging feels bad, whatever the substance or activity, right? Another thing that's really important is find other ways to relax your mind. Reading is great. Reading is great. Talking on the phone to friends or family is great. If you like to needlepoint or knit, that's nice. Music, other things on TV like TEDx talks, things that are positive, TEDx talks, documentaries, things that are really positive and uplifting. Romantic comedies. A friend of mine loves the Hallmark Channel because it's so sappy. It makes her happy. All right. So that's good too. She has been known to binge watch the Hallmark Channel. So again, watch out for that. Definitely don't eat in front of the TV. My guy and I make a point most of the time to eat at the dining room table. We serve the food at the table. We bring our plates to the table. We serve the food. We eat like civilized people, sitting in chairs, upright with knives and forks, and we eat at the table. And it just feels good to do that. Then we're paying attention to the fact that we're eating. We're not distracted. We're in conversation. It's really nice. Whereas eating on the couch, watching TV, you don't remember what you ate. It goes down so fast and you kind of come out of the fog of eating and you don't realize you've eaten, so you don't even feel satisfied. So I'm just here to say, don't eat in front of the TV. Eat at the dining room table and then go watch a TV program. But eating and TV, we gotta pull those two apart so they're not inseparable anymore. Another thing is make sure you get physical activity. Sitting on the couch all the time watching TV is so not conducive to a healthy, healthful, active lifestyle. So watch the sedentary sitting on the couch for hours and hours. Get up, take a walk around the block. My clients know I love a walk, pray. Walking and praying is one of my favorite things to do, or walking and listening to a podcast like this one, Heal Your Hunger Show. Thank you very much. Just, get up and get off the couch. So important. Also, if there's content, if you do watch TV in moderation, watch out for content. If you feel triggered by certain content, stay away from those kinds of shows. If you are single and you feel like you're lacking because you don't have a partner, watching romantic comedies can make you feel sorry for yourself. You can start feeling like, oh, I'm a loser. I don't have someone in my life. I want somebody, there's a big hole there. And then you try to fill it with food, right? So be careful of that rabbit hole of longing for something you don't have. And if TV is inciting that in you, watch out for that and sidestep the trap. And do something else. Look for concerts that are happening locally, talks, interesting outings, book clubs, going to the beach, walking or hiking, joining a meetup group for a topic that interests you. Think outside the box. Give yourself a way to get out, meet people, socialize, have fun, relax your mind without an activity that you associate with eating. I'm just challenging you. So I know you can do it. These are some suggestions. I want you to have success on your healing journey, overcoming your addiction to food and emotional eating. I hope this is helpful. Be sure to join us in the Quit Sugar Challenge. Go to quitsugarchallenge.com, just a little reminder. And join me on Instagram, Tricia Nelson _. I have really fun videos that I'd love for you to check out. Okay? You deserve to get supported. You deserve to be totally free. I'll see you on the next show. If you're ready to get off the dieting roller coaster ride and finally make peace with food and with your body, talk to a Heal Your Hunger mentor about what steps you need to take based on your own history with food and weight. Go to healyourhunger.com and register for an emotional eating breakthrough session and see how fast you can experience real change. It's a complimentary evaluation, but there are limited spots available. So go to healyourhunger.com and register to speak with a mentor today.